Hey guys, today I'm going to answer a commonly asked question, and that is, and I'm sure you see this in the comments below, and maybe you're one of them, is how come when you eat plants you get gas and have digestive problems? It shows the sad state of affairs that the modern world is in. Because in nature, you are supposed to go into the wild, pick plants off the bushes and eat them and be fine. That's the way you're designed, but it tells me where people are at. It tells me what they eat. There's two main reasons why people have the problem. First, your food goes into your stomach, which is a bunch of acid that breaks down your food so your body can more easily absorb the nutrients and digest it and pass it on to the intestinal tract. The problem is when you eat bread and things like that, bread is a sponge. It soaks up stomach acid. So now your digestion isn't working right. Your nutrients aren't being absorbed right. And when you eat bread, pasta, wheat, and sugar and dairy, which is sugar and fat, you're basically knocking out a lot of the stomach acid power in you. So that's step one, is the stomach. The stomach is the acid is supposed to break down your food to some degree. Now, it can't really break down cellulose, and there's a reason for that. Cellulose, it's raw plant fiber. That's not for you. That's for the next step in the intestines. That raw plant fiber is the food source, not for you, but for your gut flora. Their main food supply is raw plant fiber. That's what they eat. That's what makes them strong. That's what they grow on. That's how they help you. Now, your gut flora, as you know, should know by now, is 70% of your immune system. It helps get rid of the toxic heavy metals out of your system, helps break down your food more, helps absorb nutrients more, helps make things more absorbable into your system. And it keeps you healthy. Gut flora, you can't live without it. You'd be dead without it. Their main food supply is raw plant fiber. When you cook fiber, it turns into simple sugars, which makes you feel good. You get all this simple sugar in your system, gives you energy, you feel good. That's why people love carbs. That's why they love cooked food. The problem is you're starving the gut flora, making you feel good, but it's starving your helpers. So you got this short-term benefit, long-term problems. In nature, you're just supposed to eat raw off the plant. The vitamins, the immediate nutrients go to you, but then the raw plant fiber, the cellulose, goes down to your gut flora, and then that's step two of the intended process. Now, if you eat bread, pasta, sugar, cookies, crackers, refined food, anything baked in an oven, anything that's cooked, whatever it is you eat starts breeding a certain type of bacteria that eats the same stuff. So if you eat a lot of bread and pasta and pizza, you're going to be growing bacteria in your gut that loves bread, pasta, and pizza. Your normal plant-eating bacteria doesn't. It doesn't know what to do with that. And so it just kind of starves off because you're starving it of what it likes, what it needs. So now you're growing this other kind of bacteria. This other kind of bacteria is self-serving. It doesn't give you anything back. It just takes and it makes you ill over the time. It doesn't really give you anything. Matter of fact, it starts allowing yeast to breed. Now you're having even more problems. Yeast mutates into fungus, which then breeds tentacles, which drill through your intestinal tract. Now you got leaky gut. Now it starts going through your whole body. All these tentacles start going. It's a long chain reaction. The point is, if you don't feed the good guys, they're not going to get strong. If you feed the bad guy, if you only eat bread, pasta, cereal, and cookies and crackers and all that stuff, that's the kind of bacteria you're going to get. And if you were to eat plants at some point, they're not going to know what to do with it. They're going to go, ew, we don't know what this is. We don't like it. Just like most people go, I don't like plants. I want bread and pasta and cookies. So that's unfortunately what it is. What are you breeding in there? What you're eating determines what you're breeding in your gut. And that determines if you get helped or hurt. So you can't just take probiotics. You can say, well, then I just take a probiotic pill and they're not going to, or enzymes or whatever, or cellulase. That's cheating. It's a short-term thing, and it's not going to help the whole system of the body because it's all connected. It all works together. It takes a while. Now, if you're eating plants, there's already the bacteria needed to help foster your gut. They're in the plants already, but it takes time for them to take hold and grow. It doesn't just take days. It takes months, sometimes even a year or two for somebody who's been eating bad food for 40 years. It's going to take a while. This isn't an overnight thing. And that's the other, why do you get gas and not digestive problem? That's part of it because the stuff that's in there doesn't know what to do with it. It's not digesting properly and it just starts to rot and ferment, and that causes big gas. Then you get bloating, you feel painful. When you're stretching out down there with gas, it's painful. Now, if you have the right bacteria, it will still create some gas. That's part of the metabolic process of eating, digesting, and excreting. There's going to be a little bit of gas coming out, but you're only going to get a little bit for an hour or two. It's not a big deal. It doesn't hurt as much. It's just normal, and then it goes away. You ever notice afterwards you're skinnier than you were when you started? It helps make you thinner. Bacteria is everything. What you grow down there is so important. And this is disgusting, but this is important. They've taken fecal transplants out of a thin person and put it in a fat person. The fat person got skinny. And then they took it out of a fat person, put it in a skinny person, and they got fat. The bacteria that's inside that person's gut, in their intestines, determines a lot of things. Your health, how skinny or wide, whatever the politically correct word is, you are. That's what it creates. So if you're eating, like I said, refined food, bread, pasta, cereal, cookies, crackers, blah, 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 a lot of cooked food, you're going to be fostering a different kind of bacteria. If you eat raw plant foods a lot, constantly, the beginning stages might be uncomfortable, but after a while, it starts blossoming and the bad stuff gets starved off and starts exiting. It takes time. It's like, 10,000 refugees leaving a country and then some new ones coming in. It takes a while. So you just have to stick with it and eat right and stick with it. This isn't like a thing that you do overnight. It doesn't just take, I'm going to become a new person overnight. It's going to take me a week and I'll be fine. You gotta have some patience. Nature takes some time sometimes to do. You've got trillions of organisms down there. Your body's 60 trillion cells. And most of it's not even human. It's other organisms that you're feeding depending on what you are eating. So there you go. That's the important key to health. And that's why a lot of people have gas and digestive problems, because they don't have the proper machinery down there to work with what, suddenly you're eating plants and your body doesn't, what is this? I don't know what this is. This is weird. And these people that say we're not supposed to eat plants because plants have cellulose, and cellulose, we don't have the cellulase to break it down like horses and cows do. Well, it's not for us. It's for the bacteria. It's for the gut bacteria. That's their main food supply. And don't cook it because you're killing the fiber and turning it into simple sugars, which is what we're selfishly doing to feel good. Eat as much raw plant food as, and if you want to help start the process of breaking it down, put it in a blender. A blender is good for breaking down the cellulose. It helps start the process for people that don't have good digestion. I say for people who have digestive issues, blend your food because it rips the cells open. It doesn't kill the fiber, it just breaks it down more, so it's already started the process. That's good, because people don't chew their food enough anyway. But even if when you blend your food, you're supposed to swish it in your mouth because you got pre-digestive enzymes. A lot of people just blend it and then they gulp it. You're missing the first step, which is pre-digestive enzymes in your mouth. You're supposed to chew your food, which mixes the pre-digestive enzymes with your food, gets in your stomach. It's already pre-prepared for it. So what happens with most people, they don't swish it in their mouth. They don't chew their food enough. They have low stomach acid and they have the wrong gut bacteria. So now you've got all these reasons why it's just not working. I have ebooks on the stomach at marcusebooks.com, which help you learn about H. pylori. It's a nasty bacteria that corkscrews itself into your stomach wall, stays there, spits out an alkaline substance to neutralize stomach acid so it can survive more. And then yeast starts growing and now you start having a whole bunch of problems, all because of the wrong food that you're eating. You cannot cheat nature. You can't cheat. You can't, eat the foods you're not supposed to and expect to be healthy like people that eat plants. So there you go. It takes time to get over the digestive issues, but that's what. And there's also a colon bowel ebook at Marcus eBooks, a stomach ebook. There's any health condition you have, there's an ebook on it at marcusebooks.com. It gets much more in depth into it, but this is in a nutshell why some people get gas and have digestive issues. It's temporary, it takes a while, but you gotta stick to it. You gotta stick to the healthy diet, the healthy lifestyle. So, I hope this helped. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.